Okay, gang, welcome back to the Successful Kids program. And today we're going to talk about ADHD. Okay, now a lot of children who come to my program, um, definitely a lot of them do have it. Okay, now I understand that children are busy and so forth, and because they're younger, they have a lot of energy, right? But a lot of them that come to me do have ADHD. Okay, now gang, I have a video on what is an opinion because opinions blind us to a lot of different things. Now, there's nothing wrong with your opinion, it just blinds you to other people's opinions, and those other people's opinions can possibly help your child and yourself to become highly successful, okay, in life, okay? So, what I want you to do, I'm going to make a video, or I already have the video done, on what an opinion is so you can understand how your opinion can work against you sometimes, all right? And it can also work for you, but also it can work against you, which most people don't understand that side of it, okay? So I don't want this video to be too long. I want to keep it nice and short, or at a point where it's short but it makes sense. It hits the home run, okay? So for parents, ADHD is a real thing. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put your opinion to the side, okay? Put your opinion to the side, put your feelings to your side, put the myths, put the superstitions, put anything that has something to do with you taking your mind away from the facts. I want you to just look at the pure facts, okay? Now, at the end of the day, you can come across anything that says this is what created ADHD and so forth. We can't focus on that. The only thing we can focus on is that this is what a lot of children have, right? And that's called ADHD. All right? Now, what ADHD is, facts, is that, it keeps children highly busy and they're not focusing. So what's going on inside their head, they cannot control it. Okay, parents, the first thing you need to understand is that your child cannot control what's going on inside their head. If they can control it, then we wouldn't have this medical term called ADHD. All right, and they wouldn't be creating prescriptions to help children focus better in school so that they can perform at the best that they can. This is what you want. You want your children to become highly successful, but they cannot become highly successful if they are not paying attention, they're being fidgety, they're not remembering certain things, they're losing stuff, they're bouncing from one thing to the next. We call that monkey mind in jiu-jitsu. They're being impulsive, not patient. I mean, guys, this is serious stuff. Now, remember, suspend your emotions, your feelings, suspend your opinion, suspend the superstitions, the myths. Put all that to the side and just focus on the facts, because that's what you're going to need in order to help your son or daughter. You don't want your son or daughter to be labeled in school that they're misbehaving or they're rude or they're bad and so forth, because that's not true. The reason why that's going on is because they're not able to control what's going on in their head. So what I would do for parents is don't sit on the sidelines and just hope this thing is going to disappear. My son was diagnosed with ADHD, and I denied it for 2 years. Okay, right? But when I finally came around and I started to pay attention and not, because the problem was I was just worrying about me. The fact is, I was worrying about my feelings. I was worrying about my ego. I wasn't really taking into consideration my son and what he was going through and what he was struggling with. I was just worrying about me, how this made me feel. So that's why I tell parents, suspend your feelings. Don't worry about your feelings. Don't worry about your superstition, your myths, your opinion. Focus on the facts, okay? And it took me 2 years, okay? But then eventually, I had to help my son, all right? And I followed the medical professional who was, with ADHD. And then, hey, he ended up getting 13 GCSEs, which is phenomenal. 13 of them. Man, I was impressed, okay? And he also graduated from the IB program from one of the top private schools here, all right? So I'm just letting you know, parents, when you put your feelings to the side, when you put your ego to the side, when you put your opinion to the side, when you Put all that stuff to the side. Just focus on the facts. You're going to find out that you're going to make a better decision for your child. Okay? Now remember, this is the Successful Kids program. So in order for your child to be successful, man, he's got to be paying attention. He's got to be focusing, all right? And this is what's going to really help him to be highly successful in life, okay? So I want to keep this short, right? And I hope that you got some out of this here. I really hope that you go out there, and if you see your son busy, moving around, you know, blurting out and being extra talkative or whatever the case is, let's do something about it, you know, so that when your child comes to programs like this and is in school, he becomes a superstar, okay, because he be focusing, all right? And I'll see you on the next Successful Kids